Internet. My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Claude Rouge.
And this is Astral Dusk.
Dusk.
That is absolutely right. Welcome back to episode 31 of a D&D podcast that has been mostly derailed by the spell Slow and my inability to roll a check against it, despite advantages and multiple rolls now that we know how the spell works. It is a spell that has completely consumed my waking hours, and I will endeavor to defeat it in the future. But for now, we're going to start episode 31. Don't know what it's titled yet because we haven't done it. So let's get over to our cast. My name's Nerdy, and I am your game master.
What's up? Rob Russo. I look directly into the light and I'm regretting it, but I play Caligara Moonfire, the Lunar Sorcerer.
His character has a high intelligence, not
No, does he?
Follow the lights.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
What?
What happened there?
That was my
Gollum.
impression. It's fine.
Oh, it was a Gollum.
You need to step up your Lord of the Rings references. God damn
No,
it.
actually, I think you'll find I'm at a very good human, normal level of Lord of the Rings references.
Speaking of,
I think you've alienated yourself from this
I'm going to
table.
just start referencing Rings of Power.
Fuck you.
I might do that as well. I'm afraid that if I start watching Rings of Power, I'm gonna like it, and I'm gonna be ostracized.
you won't like it.
I would never ostracize you. Like what you like. For the people who do love it, I'm so happy for them. I genuinely, I wish it was me.
But he'll ostracize me.
Maybe.
I will.
Yeah.
But that's because I am not a good person.
Yeah, we established that.
Who isn't a good person? You haven't introduced yourself yet on this program.
My name is Brian Kling, and as you now know, I'm not a good person. I
But he's trying to play one.
Yes.
And I'm
Yeah.
trying to play one. And I'm doing a great job.
And who is that one?
That one's name is Ben. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Ben and Leywent, a small kender from a small village called Leggett, which is somewhere in the north-ish. I don't have a map in front of me.
north.
Google it.
Get
Google it. You'll
these
find
nuts
it.
in your mouth.
Oh.
Our cast really takes their backstories very seriously.
Well, I
You
mean,
want the whole backstory in every introduction?
No.
Oh.
I don't want
Okay.
any of this. I just want you to say who you are and
So,
who you're playing.
Ben-
But Brian always turns it into a fucking production number.
Give
What?
on the old.
Razzle dazzle.
I'm done. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be here all night for the next hour and a
Got
half.
him to quit.
If
Good
it's
job,
night when
boys.
you're watching this.
Who's done?
Go.
Sup. I am Claude Spolaris, and I would like you to know that the joke that Nerdy made earlier about Slow consuming his every waking moment is in fact not a joke, and it is very true. Because I have listened to it. I play Harvest.
Nice.
Love you. You too. I love all of you. You know what? You're all great.
Hey, everyone.
gonna go negotiate with the
Captain
Archfey.
Krell. Slow is my favourite spell in the game. Now, the reason why we found out that we found a cure to it healing your every waking illness is because I found two additional buffs that I get with Slow. However, we also found that I get a pretty big negative, which is that enemies can re-roll the save every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, for how much I've been thinking about the spell, I should have gone and read the spell. That one's on me. I just read the card, so I just
I just read the
Yeah.
card. It's crazy that they
cards.
don't have the
Never
enemy.
trust the
re-rolls.
cards.
Disappointing.
It makes me really, yeah, I'm honestly like, I'm not surprised that WotC did something insane.
But that seems so dumb.
But it's,
Yeah,
it's
it seems
almost
dumb.
You can't trust the cards now.
That you
like,
ha-
it-
yeah.
Like, why am I paying money for the official?
for half of the information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe with the cards for the 2024 edition, WotC can fix this. But for now, come on, WotC.
There's something
Yeah.
deeply ironic about not reading the spell when you have directly behind you all of the rule books for it.
Because I thought that the cards just had
Well,
the
he
you know
also
what I mean?
trusted
know.
me to
Oh,
know
yeah.
the spell every
Well, no, but the
turn, so
cards are official. You know what I mean?
No, you
Yeah, they're
should
officially
be able
WotC.
to trust the cards.
It would be like if you played a Magic the Gathering card wrong because you actually have to like read a book about the Magic the Gathering card behind the card. Like that would be insane.
A lot of people do play Magic the Gathering cards wrong.
That's fair.
I
that's
love
fair,
that
that's
for
fair.
them.
because
I
also
reading.
All right, well, now's a
hard.
good time
Yeah.
for Robin, who fucked up using spell for the last few weeks, to give a apology in the form of a MistyMountainGaming.com ad.
Thank you all for coming. This is a particularly hard day for me because I have really the actions that I've done over the past few weeks have been rough, and I just want to apologize to the community. And I want to apologize to Dice. And you know what? If you want to help Dice, then what you could do is go to mistymangaming.com and use the code NerdNightly15.
That's the one.
And you can get
Can
Dice.
you slow on that code? I couldn't quite hear it.
NerdNightly15.
Thank you.
You can get Dice, and then and the Dice will then it might make it up to me. I don't know how to play guitar. Or
That's not a guitar.
well, I don't have to either. I was still saying a true fact about myself.
You're just supposed to say, like, I'm sorry that, I sexually harassed a minor.
Oh my god, yeah. What is the words that she said?
We're in an ad read.
Anyway, I apologize. Go to NerdNightly50. Go to on mistymangaming.com, and you can get Dice, and that will make it up for all of the horrific times that I have made Nerdy not roll a dice in this game. And you know what? If you use the code and you buy a bunch of dice using our code, maybe Nerdy will forgive me.
Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe.
Probably not.
That's big. That actually sounds like what the apology sounded like. I needed that.
Thank you so much, Captain Crail, for being the captain of the ship of that ad read. We have, I want to update you all on something.
Oh.
We have spoken with our contact at MissyMountainGaming.com, and they do in fact watch the ad reads, and they don't mind.
Wait,
Are you for
actually?
real?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is that...
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, okay.
I had a
wow.
conversation with them at Fan Expo Canada, and they're like, "Oh no, I've seen them. It's fine." And I was like, "Really? Okay."
Great.
That's awesome.
I'm genuinely. I'm.
So we should go further.
I'm more shocked
Yeah.
that they watch any of this
Yeah.
than that they've actually
True.
that if they were like, "I don't care," I'd be like, "Cool." But the fact that they don't care and they watch, I was like, "Really? You tune in for the first 40 seconds of this?" Anyway, let's.
Yeah?
I'm good.
Okay.
Mouth noises.
Do you just wait until I'm trying to transition to the show to cough?
No.
'Cause that's 2 shows in a row.
I think
It's
it's
very weird timing.
I think it's just my subconscious.
It's the
Okay.
titty milk.
It's the titty mouth.
titty
milk.
Yeah.
Titty milk. All right. Well, now we're demonetized. Let's dive into Astral Duskology. Oh, I turned the music up.
No, I like it.
In the Feywild, in a theater, there is a giant Tiamat-colored dragon, Hydra thing, that is unconscious and currently laying some of its heads on top of Teller. In the stands of this theater, a maybe old Eladrin is attempting to shove a dragon's head into a bag of holding.
Harvey, stop it. Harvey, stop.
This is all-
Stop it.
It's gonna go. Just.
This is all coming on the heels of us going to Lover's Lake and leaving Azul in charge of the 2 bronze dragons, polymorphed currently into the form of human women wearing sweatpants and comic t-shirts from the gift shop
yes.
here at the Unseelie Court. As this combat comes to an end, and you have once more, this is a little bit to that.
Yeah.
Reminds me of RuneScape.
You've once more knocked one of the Unseelie Queen's creatures unconscious to render them back to the zoo
That all you got?
to be placed back behind the arcanic locks that were broken in a heist involving the theft of displacer kittens, one of which has beautiful white albino fur. You find yourselves with your greatest prize yet, significantly better than the 2 flail snails that you provided earlier to Kevin, the red cap, who is probably still very slowly making his way up that hill to make a deal with God.
Yeah.
Nice.
As you guys are standing here in this theater, the first thing that you hear is that very, very, very quiet clop of nightmare hooves as Captain Salmirian bursts through the door of the theater, riding his nightmare into the middle of this standing room area, the
I
mosh
throw the
pit
head
of the
away.
theater, and sees the Hydra unconscious on the ground there. 3 more of his knights, all headless men, come running in behind him on their nightmares as well. And they come in, their swords are drawn, they look ready to attack, and they see it's already unconscious. And he looks around and sees Astral Dusk present and relatively unscathed.
Hello, darling.
We actually, yeah.
Like,
It seems I underestimated your abilities. The fact that you were able to take down the Tiama Hydra is impressive.
Can I have it said that Ben has gone backstage at this point to gather the people? Like as soon as the
Yeah,
Hydra,
start heading that way.
as soon as the Hydra went down.
Yeah.
One more for the count.
Yes, indeed.
this does indeed belong in the zoo.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Oh, good.
This is a favorite of the Unseelie Queen.
Favorite.
Love that.
Good for
Yes.
us.
That's good. So that means like maybe that like we're winning. We got like the most points.
Yes, that's true.
No, I believe the Queen herself got the most points.
Oh.
Of
One
course.
doesn't beat
Yeah.
the queen.
No. Of
Well,
course.
she
Yes.
called an avatar of herself to the plane in order to defeat the Beholder, which apparently is
Oh.
back in captivity now.
Oh, that's good.
good.
Yes,
Oh.
for all of our sakes, yes.
Bully for
Oh,
her.
yes, queen.
She will be heartened
My
to
bad.
hear of your capture here. Would you like me to take you to her now?
Oh, gosh, we are missing one of our number, who has, I believe, gone backstage to make sure everyone else is okay.
Let's
However,
catch up with Ban. I'm trying to find I fucking changed this during the break.
Right.
The perfect level.
Yeah, and I'm annoyed with my own music.
I think the
as we
problem is
zoom,
it's not the circus music.
you guys
Yeah.
are really obsessed with that song that I'm never allowing to play.
It's
Again.
obsessed with us, I think.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
it keeps going on.
Bannon, you make your way back, and you see coming out of the door a large 9-foot tall fawn comes and steps out. He is wearing a long, like white cloak with gold trim, and he has these horns that curl back off of his head in this dark brown fur that is just spotted with patches of gray. As he makes his way out of the closet and stands up to his full height and looks down at you. Oh yes. You're the young man I heard through the door. Is the Hydra gone now?
Well, we knocked it out, and I think I heard Captain Silmarian's now here to pick it up, take it back
Oh,
to the
the
zoo.
good captain. I do. I love the man. He's a great patron of the arts.
Is it just you back here?
No, Lawson Dawson, come out. And you see these two fawns, both female, similar in coloring to Dr. Goldsmith. They step out, and they are not gray. They're much younger, and they look like identical twins. These are my assistants, my daughters, Lawson, Dawson, incredible puppeteers. Very, very talented. What's your name, young man? Oh, no, wait, you said it. It was Bannon. Bannon Leywood, you said.
Ben kind of goes white, a little bit white. Yeah, that's totally my real name. Totally what they call me.
Okay. Sure.
Are you all okay?
I mean, we're fine. We were in the closet, and the thing came in. First there was a red head, then there was a black head, then there was a white head, then there was a blue head, then there was a green head. It was all heads. First I was like, oh my god, there's so many bodies. How could they all fit outside the door? And then I realized, oh my god, it's a Hydra. They've got 5 heads.
But they didn't get any of you. You're all fine. Nobody got hurt.
I know, no, the closets here are very well made.
That's a good relief.
Yes, apparently this theater gets lit on fire a lot, and so everything's fireproof.
Well, I mean, if you're all right, I mean, I guess I'll leave you to getting your stuff sorted.
Oh, thank you. We've got a show tonight. Very exciting. We're telling the story of the Wild Hunt.
Oh, that sounds very interesting.
It is. They hunt. They're wild. Very fun.
If well, great. The stage might be a bit of a mess, but
Oh no. Not the stage. Lawson, Dawson, get out there! And you see these two like giggly fawns kind of like brush past you and run out. Oh no, it's so dirty.
Ben goes to turn, and just as he's about to leave the room, so he turns back and says, "Oh, and if anybody asks, Astral Dusk saved the day. That's us."
Okay.
And still white as it go, a bit white pale from.
Hey. From a stageman with a little bit of a flair for presentation. You can just say sentences as a sentence.
Oh, yeah.
And then people can follow what you're saying about Astral, Dusk,
Yep.
saved. You see what I mean? It's like there's a train going through each line.
No, I.
You just want to condense get the information to the audience.
I follow you. I'm just a little bit frazzled after the fight.
Me too, but look, my sentences are complete. I'm just trying to help.
Thanks, I'll take it to heart.
You seem very young, and I want bright things for you. You saved my life, so bright future for you, kid. Bannon Leowin, that's a name I will be saying around town tonight. Bannon Leowin of Astral Dusk was the one that brought down the mighty Hydra.
Does Bannon get to add 1 to performance now from
Ben
that
kind of
lesson?
just like shrinks his head down into his cloak and just sort of walks out and just like, okay, I'm ready to go.
And you see these two, you guys watch these two fawns. They're both like 7 feet tall. They're very large, very giggly, and they're like dark brown fur start like sweeping and mopping the stage.
I was gonna say, as everyone walks out, there is like this large like paper doll broom that Teller is doing as they've cast prestidigitation because they're like, I can't have the stage be dirty. Come on.
You all watch this 9-foot tall fawn. He's huge. Dr. Goldsmith walks out behind and says, "Oh, hello, are you the members of Astral Dusk?"
Ah, hello, dear. Yes, that's us, the heroes that saved the day, etc.,
Captain
etc.
Salmirian. He's like, "Doctor, I assume you'll be able to prepare the stage in time for the show tonight." And he's, "Oh, yes, of course. I think I'm going to try and add this Bannon Leywind into the show. I think
Shut
I've got
the
a
fuck
little...
up.
I've got a little halfling skeleton back here.
Ben's like
Interesting, fascinating name you have. Where did you come up with that one?
I read it in a book.
Very good. Whose book?
Someone back home.
Good.
Captain Salmirian is just like, "Bannon Leywind, it is a pleasure to meet you."
Yep, you too. Absolute
He's the best.
pleasure.
I don't know that I have a skeleton for you, though. What's your name?
I'm sorry, a skeleton?
Sorry, Honored Eladrin, of course.
Oh my god, that's gonna...
I like that. That's fun. I wish I could say that.
Do you use skeletons as puppets?
Yes, what kind of puppets do you think we use?
You don't just make them out of wood?
How would I control them?
Well, you put strings. That's what we did. I mean, back where we're from, it's mostly made out of wood.
Oh no, we use the corpses of the undead. And then we dance them around with...
I love
necromantic
that.
magic. It's very fun.
So you're saying there's no Eladrin corpses here?
No, can you imagine the political consequences of digging up an Eladrin grave?
Can I?
Oh my god, the unseelie queen would turn me into a skeleton and puppet me around.
Well, then I guess I can't participate in your performance.
I'm so sorry, I
shame.
don't kill anybody. Ever. No.
No,
I only
of
dig
course.
up graves and steal corpses.
Yes.
For the skeletons. I put the meat back. It's gross.
None been donated to the arts at all?
Oh, of course, all the
No,
time.
people-
Yeah.
yes,
Red
people-
caps. People around here love to, like a hated relative.
I love-
Oh my god, an uncle that you don't like, skeleton, right to Dr. Goldsmith all the time.
Ugh. Love
it's
that.
it's honestly the number one way.
That's petty, I
Digging
like
up
it.
graves is hard work for Lawson and Dawson.
Do you think that we could, after the fact that we've just, defeated the Hydra here, do you think we could get some tickets to the show tonight? Some comp tickets to the show, maybe?
Oh, I don't like a comp unless you're in the performance, but for you, how many tickets do you need?
1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
8!
Oh, how much is it? How much is a ticket? You wouldn't
It's
have a
like a
stage.
gold.
You wouldn't have a stage of one for us.
That's fair. Okay, 8 tickets to tonight's performance
Tell you
under
what,
Astral Dusk.
How much is it? How much is a ticket?
It's a gold.
Is it gold?
Well, like a typical Faerun gold, yeah.
Jesus. A typical Faerun gold. How much is that?
It's like 1.3 Kryn golds.
Oh my god. Okay.
Conversion's rough.
Well, good thing we got...
We're the hottest ticket in town.
I'll give you-
Everybody brings their first dates here for some reason, which I think is weird because it's very morbid. But we are the closest piece of entertainment to Lover's Lake, and that is where everyone gets drunk on first date.
I tell you what. I'll give you 5 Kryn gold.
No,
And
you
then you
saved
can-
my life. I'm being silly. I just don't like to
you
do
take
comps.
shit
Don't
for
tell
free.
people. Okay, here's the thing. We'll do the comps.
Patroning the arts.
We'll do the comps. As long as don't fucking tell anyone that I gave out comps.
Oh god, no.
Okay, thank
Who do
you,
you
thank
think
you,
you
thank
are?
you.
No,
When you
disgusting.
show up tonight, you say that you paid.
Of course.
Great. Thank you so much.
Harvest suddenly runs back to the room that the blackhead had gone inside and searches it to see if they can find who was whimpering.
Yeah. As you go back there, you don't find anybody whimpering in that room. There's no one in the room. I said that the whimpering was nearby somewhere, but you couldn't figure out because of the sound of the Hydra.
All right. She's gonna just thoroughly.
Are you okay?
Take a look. I thought I heard something back here earlier. And
you actually do. You actually scurry back there. As you're digging through, you open one of these trunks and you just find human remains. There's just bones of people in this trunk.
Wow, mostly humans you use. I didn't realize those were abundant here.
Oh no, that's just the human trunk.
Oh.
Good.
Well, I have to keep the bones separate by race and ethnicity.
Right. No, of course. That's a lot of bones, though. Do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I've been collecting for.
There's nobody else back
270 years.
That seems like a lot of years.
It's I don't know. I guess yeah.
Perspective. There's no one else back here. There was no one else.
Not that I know of.
All right. Never mind.
Unless there's a little thief. Dawson, look for a little thief. They pull out these little knives and go dropping through the rooms. But Doctor, I believe, for the most part, the more dangerous and easily tracked creatures have been returned to the zoo or are on their way. I'd like to thank you for your assistance today. The Queen is somewhat worse for wear at the moment, but is available to see those who helped with the events of today. So if you'd like me to take you to her now, I can. Or if you'd like to meet at the center of the Gloaming Court later, that is acceptable as well. It really is up to you.
If you could take us to her now, it would be great.
Wonderful. Would you like to gather the rest of your party? I know you're missing members.
No,
There's much need for that.
No, they're more like guests in Astral Dusk rather than the permanent members. We're more their guardians for now, taking them to make sure they're safe later.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So if we were to get the thing that we asked for, yes, we'll end up bringing them, but for now, we're just in talks.
I'm not sure the mood the Queen is in. It might be best.
Oh, you want... Okay.
If she would like for you to leave, it might be best for you to be able to leave
Very good.
from the meeting itself.
Okay.
Unless you intend to leave them in the Feywild.
No.
No.
Because we just got the tickets to the show, so I was excited to go see the show, but that's fine. We'll bring them along, sure.
I mean,
Just in case.
You can meet with the Queen tomorrow.
Harvest pointedly looks at Bannon and is like, I think probably sooner.
Let's do
Rather than
tonight,
later.
sure. Okay.
if you all want
Absolutely.
to see the show tonight,
The
I
show
don't
doesn't...
think I'm in any... if we end up in Silvanesti in the face of a green dragon tonight, I don't think any of us are in any shape to do anything about it.
Not
That's-
in the slightest.
So perhaps maybe tomorrow makes more sense.
Well, here's the thing. We could go to the Queen now, and it sounds like the Queen has also had a rather exhausting day and might send us home tomorrow if we can bargain to be sent home. She might not have enough magic. She's looking at you
yeah.
guys for casting. It's
Well,
magic
yeah,
might
if
be
she,
used up.
She might even just tell us to meet her tomorrow, and tonight would be irrelevant. Really, we could just.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
We have shows in Kryn. I'm also open to just going back tonight. If we can make that happen, of course. Let's just make that happen. I am exhausted, but
Would you guys like me to use this? I got.
no. I'm
It's-
more just mentally drained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more. I just don't think I can.
Oh yeah. Right.
Could you check? You said you're unsure of her vibe tonight. She's had a stressful day. We don't want to bother her more.
Quite.
If you know her better, if you can sense it's not the best time to ask for
Yeah,
a
like-
favor, then
Don't want to take advantage
We'll do
of her
tomorrow.
tired state as well too, to make it
Yes.
seem like we're ambushing. her.
I hope I am not speaking out of turn, but the Queen currently has an avatar on this plane. it might be easier to speak and receive a benefit from her while her avatar is here for her to work through.
Very well.
Right, understood.
Things can be tricky at the Unseelie Court, and anything can happen at any time.
Very well.
Okay.
Off we go then.
Go grab our friends.
Yeah.
Doctor, my apologies. Thank you so much for
We might be
the
back.
offer of tickets, but
Oh, I heard you. Listen, look. If you don't get back tonight, the tickets are available. They'll be there. They're waiting at the box office.
sure.
Like Ricky Bobby leaves tickets for his dad at every drink.
Yeah.
God.
I will leave
Christ.
tickets for you.
Is Ricky Bobby some sort of plane wizard? Or...
Oh no, it's not a Kryn thing. You wouldn't have heard of him before. Don't worry about it. He's an incredible athlete.
It's a ballad. It's a song.
A truly remarkable athlete. At the top of his game. A great friend of mine.
Half an hour before doors close. If we're not here, Countess is not being here, feel free to sell the tickets.
Ooh, a half hour. You know I love a half hour.
Half an hour.
Thank you, 30.
So then Captain Silmarian kind of leads you back out, and you watch as this arcanic, the three kind of knights with him lay these stones down, creating this triangle around the Hydra, and this arcanic energy lifts up as this like flat disc lifts the Hydra up into the air, just like 5 feet off the ground. And they begin to push this disc towards the entrance and realize there's not really a great way to get this Hydra out of here. And so one of them comes over and is like, Captain, I believe we're going to need a polymorph here without destroying part of the theater. If you could send someone back who can help with that. I was like, yes, of course.
That would have been useful.
It would have been
I
great.
will send someone, and we will deal with this later.
I
lead you on.
know. We know someone who does a great polymorph. We met them quite recently. Do you have someone in the court who does a polymorph?
There are a variety of magic users here in the Unseelie Court who are capable.
Very good.
You know someone who can polymorph.
Yes, we met someone on our way in who does a great polymorph. But it matters not. You have people in the court. Who cares? Passing thought.
No, of course.
Thank you though for the questions. Do you want to just take us now? Do you want us to wait? I just need to go.
No, please go grab your friends, and I will meet you here, and we will head down to the court together.
Thank you.
Goes over to Lover's Lake.
I go with you because I
Pina coladas.
No, I was literally-
Has what's his face been able
Up
to
to
drink
5 gold worth.
in less than 6 minutes?
Oh yeah, literally.
He's literally just got his first drink because the bar is really
10
busy, and we're like, we're going. He's like,
As you walk into Lover's Lake, the first thing you see coming down the slide is one of the 2 dragon ladies.
Yay.
They are in a bikini that they clearly acquired at the gift shop earlier. That just has 2 headless horsemen on the boobs and a horse, like nightmarish, like flame horse, whinnying on the crotch.
Love
It's gaudy.
Yeah.
But it's
Love
the
it.
kind of thing you buy at the airport in Hawaii when at like the worst part of it.
Yeah.
And they're riding down. Your kobold friend is sitting at the edge of the pool, arms over. There's like a ring of tables around the pool, and he is sipping from multiple different straws from different flavors of pina colada that he has like lined up in front of him
Attaboy.
as his like draconic tongue is snaking out and grabbing the straw. And the other dragon is not to be found, but you hear a big splash, and Azul turns out. What are you doing? I'm trying to drink here, and he's trying to get this water off the top of his head, off the like little fringe of like little fur things that stick out of the top of his head. Oh,
hello, darling. We're
hello,
going.
Teller. These are delicious.
You like them?
The flavors are. This one's strawberry.
Oh, very nice.
This one is schnozberry, which I'd never heard of
I don't know
before.
what that is.
It
Tastes
just like schnozberries.
Schnozberries, yeah.
And this one's watermelon.
Oh, I like that.
I've never had a watermelon before, but it's so. The pina colada with the watermelon is unreal.
That's so
Next.
great.
Level
I am
of the lair.
now. I bring arguably some of the most devastating news that I'm going to give you since murdering your family. We have to go. And I'm so sorry. Are these... Can we get these in a to-go? Is that okay?
You look down, and he has all 3 straws in his mouth, and he's just sucking terribly at them to try and finish them before, and then he grabs his eye, and he's like, no, oh no, oh, it's psychic damage. I think they did psychic damage. Oh no, tell her why is this?
His brain
Why
freeze,
is this?
darling.
Oh
You can't
no.
drink frozen things too fast.
I've never heard freeze. What's freeze?
Cold, extreme cold.
It's never cold. I grew up in a lava mountain.
Oh my god! No, my darling
Oh my
boy.
god, my eye!
My darling
The
boy, I'm
dragons
so
have like
sorry.
swum over.
It'll pass.
Trying to help.
A couple of seconds later, as they come out the door, you guys see the dragons are back in their sweatsuit and t-shirt. They're just dripping wet through. They're like very wet. Azel is shirtless. He's got his pants. He's got like his spear and everything tucked into a like bundle on his side. And he's just kind of like holding his right eye. And he's just like, oh my god, you guys. I don't know if you've ever been cold before, but it is horrible.
It's awful.
It's
bad.
terrible.
Give it like
Yeah.
60 seconds.
Makes me want to go back to the mountain.
No.
That's so fair.
Oh god.
Oh, the clothes. I've got your cloak and stuff.
Oh!
Take that out because I grabbed it from the gift shop.
You did.
Teller is
You
so
gotta look your
fucked,
best.
and then puts on his jacket, and it's just like, it looks nice. He's like, oh, it's like, God.
They don't smell great. These 2 women basically rolled around in the woods in them for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit rough.
Honestly, I can't imagine Teller smells much better. So it's fine.
Chasing you out as you attempt to leave is the orc woman who's like,
Yeah.
hey now, you owe me money.
Yes, I do, yes.
Yeah, for the pina colada. Are you trying to run out on me?
No, I wasn't. I was just about to go and say hi. I just put on my jacket.
Sorry, my assumption. I saw you get them and go really quickly, so I just was a little worried.
I was leading them out because one of them has drunk too many of those pina coladas, which apparently are delicious.
I make a good pina colada.
Apparently you do.
Yeah, we recently got a blender. It makes it easier.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Is slowly becoming. Is this orc
Patrick-
I think it is kind of going that way.
Plunder.
Yeah.
I have 8 gold on reserve. I can't imagine that they took up 5 gold's worth of drinks, did they?
Well, that was the limit that you said.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I know, but I've reserved 8 in my own
Yeah.
thing. So here's 3 for the room, and then how much for paying for all the
It
other
was
things?
like 2.5 gold. So, 3.
Sure. Is there any chance that you could make a pina colada in it? Can you give me 3 pina coladas in a like to go?
Yeah, of course. Give me like 2 minutes.
Yes, sure.
And Captain Sumerian's like,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Just to like clean up, so it's like a clean 3
yes.
gold at the
Yes,
end.
of course. Captain Sumerian just, all right, we'll wait for pina coladas.
We'll wait for it.
Well, it's like Telem makes
You
it
do
like.
not have to repeat everything that I said. It's really okay.
Well, because the captain's waiting outside, so Tellem's making it seem like he's just collecting stuff, and then takes the 3 pina coladas, pays what would end up being 6 gold in total, walks over to the backpack and puts 1, 2, 3 in for just so we can like reward
seal
him
little
later.
things,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to assume that you just seemed to grab all of your stuff and run out really quick.
It's okay, darling. That's fine. I've worked in service for ages. I know
The
how to.
Unseelie are not very trustworthy, so I just, I get a little skittish around
No, I do
my
understand.
patronage.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to leave the plane. However, if I'm ever able to come back, I'm so excited to come and stay the night because apparently the puppet show across the road is amazing.
Oh, okay. You bought a room for about 6 minutes.
We
but-
didn't know what was happening. We
Well, we might still need that if she can't take us home.
That's true. We
immediately,
might
so.
still. So I mean, I'm paying for
Alright.
the room overnight.
I shouldn't have assumed. I was quick to.
It's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
darling. When are you off shift?
4 a.m.
Shit.
I
Okay.
closed the bar, so
Yes, I know. We have.
it's the life of an owner.
Unfortunately, speaking of the thing, not realizing we're not here for very long, we also do have some tickets for the puppet show. So I was wondering if you wanted a ticket.
I've seen it so many times.
yes.
It's wild. Yeah. Have you ever seen skeletons attack each other, fall apart, and then reassemble live on
No,
stage?
I haven't.
It's
not on
crazy.
stage.
You ever seen a Hydra with the heads of Tiamat before? Have you ever been to the zoo?
No, down at the zoo. Yeah.
It was in the puppet show.
Pride of the queen of the Unseelie court down there.
I love that. It was
Yeah.
in the puppet show. That's why we look a little worse for wear because we just went and knocked it out.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Elves always just kind of look hideous to me. So
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I know.
You know.
sorry,
not-
that was a little jibe.
We're not the.
I used to work at the
most
Mocking
beauteous.
Mockingjay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
We were going to go there,
Yeah.
but then we heard we liked the vibe of this place, so we came here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I worked there until. Never mind.
the queen is waiting for us. I don't have time. You seem
trying to tell you my life story here for no reason. I'm gonna head back
you
inside.
seem
Like a bartender.
delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
part of the job.
You can see Captain Salmirian's face, like his body holding the horse is fine, but the face on the back is just getting like slowly more and more like frustrated.
Yeah.
But it doesn't translate to his body, and they're like weirdly separate
Yeah.
emotionally.
The body's
Yeah.
just vigilant and ready to go.
Just waiting for it.
Yeah.
Tell leaves. It's like, well, they seem delightful, so I'm a little upset we're not spending the night.
You do see Azul is very aware of those pina coladas and is like eyeing where you put them.
No.
My bad.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. He's like, you watch his eyes dart over there when he thinks nobody's looking.
No, those are for us. Those are for us, and we will get for you, but for rewards later. We don't want to waste
Oh no,
them on
I
now,
don't know
do
what
we?
you're talking about at all.
Okay.
I had a great day. He's a little drunk. He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm just.
Right,
I had a
yeah.
great. It's been 6 minutes. He's like 80 pounds. Like he's a little guy. He's
Well,
all
I mean,
muscle. But
regardless of how well you drink, if you pound 3 pina coladas
Yeah.
in 6 minutes,
That
you're
is
gonna be blitzed.
pretty impressive.
it's also the first time he's had alcohol ever.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been living in a cave.
So
Yeah.
maybe, I mean, I'm excited to go see the queen, but maybe we keep him outside because he's going to throw up.
Well, they were a little expensive. I'm assuming doubles.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were a little pricey.
It almost costs as
So
much as the fucking room.
you guys follow Captain Salmirian as he starts to lead you down the path. You get to the top of this hill, and as you're looking down, you realize that the center of the Gloaming Court is this giant tree with these purple leaves that are very reminiscent of the purplish light that keeps the area lit. And it is this very large tree at the center of this field of hills. There's 6 of these large hills of population centers around this ravine down, and each of them has this river that has a fountain, and then a river that leads from that fountain down to the tree. And so it's sort of this water wheel of spokes down to feed this beautiful branching foliage. And at the center of that tree, you can kind of see the buildings all stop at a certain point, and there is a central sort of garden area that is free of buildings. Off to one side, you can see these large pen areas that, from this distance, seems like that probably is where a zoo might be. There's enough open field land for you to keep something as large as a hydra. But for the most part, it is a pretty bustling metropolis all of a sudden. Unlike before, when you were walking around, it does seem like down here people have started to come out of their homes. You see, as you're passing down this street, pixies and gnomes and redcaps are coming out of their houses to sweep in front. There are some of those tiny clawed hooded figures that are going around and using mending and other spells to patch damage and destruction that the creatures and the people catching them have wrought upon the city as they were going around trying to bring everything back in. And Captain Salmirian is leading you on stoically, not uncomfortably, just not attempting to lead any sort of conversation with you. But seems open if there's anything you'd like to ask or...
No, not necessarily.
You watch a young elf woman rushes past you in the other direction with this large book, and she kind of nods at Captain Salmirian and is like, I'm on the Hydra, and she brushes past you and starts moving her way up the hill towards where it is, and she's kind of like leafing through this like giant tome of spells as she's just trying to like find the right thing to cast. And yeah, you make your way down to the edge of this garden where the buildings all end, and the waterways, these 6 waterways lead into this ring, this moat that it has 6 bridges that lead over the moat water into this central garden area where you see the presence of these nightmare riding guards dotting the area around this fence that is beautifully ornate, made with this like gold wrapped vine look, that has these entrances that are guarded by guards of different sizes, all in beautifully glinted black armor, protecting this pathway that leads into a crevice in the tree that seems to be the center of life here at the Gloaming Court. As you walk up to one of these entrances, Captain Salmirian nods at his guards.
Is there any form of decorum that we should be aware of that might not be on Crane but is important to the Queen before we go in?
Yeah, you have to call me Honored Eladrin.
That's fine. I do that all the time, darling.
I do recommend respecting the Eladrin here. The Queen can be very forward and demanding.
Does she appreciate the same in return, or no?
Yes. The Queen is the queen of all who deceive. It is very difficult to be deceptive in her presence.
So just be straightforward.
And she does not appreciate when you attempt to deceive her.
I can appreciate that.
Yes. She has perhaps the best nose for it of anywhere. She must look at who she deals with. And he leads you in. And as you pass through this, there's sort of this like path between these two giant roots that are pressing up into the tree. As you pass through, it sort of expands into this area that is wrapped by these giant roots. And you see at the back, leaning against the tree, is this beautiful open flower petal arrangement that looks half like a giant flower and half like a throne. And hanging above it in space is this black gem that looks to be about 3 feet tall by 2 feet across, that is clearly arcane in some manner, and it just sort of hangs in space there, lightly moving up and down. Leaning against the tree next to it is this giant 15-foot tall person. They are beautiful and ethereal in a way that you have never seen before. They are somewhere between Alvira at the height of her powers and David Bowie, with just massive breasts and this black open top that points down to a V that leads to a bulge that is open in this skirt that is open in the front and wraps around the side. They are like almost grotesquely sexual in their energy, and have something for everybody in the presentation. This is clearly a being whose very energy is to be alluring and seductive in some way. And as they lean against a tree, you see their left arm, which the sleeve cuts off at the shoulder, is withered and black. And they are looking at it and touching the wounds of whatever has occurred to them. And this figure turns to you as you enter. Oh, Captain Selmirian, thank you so much for bringing... Who are these ruffians? He says, my queen, this is Astral Dusk, Paladin Bannon Leywind, and his compatriots. Oh my, yes. Bannon.
Just bite my lip harder every time they say your name.
Yeah. Excuse my appearance, please. My beholder was a bit wounding. But that's all handled now. I understand from a runner of mine that you took down my Tiama Hydra. Is it true?
Yes, Your Majesty, it is.
Yes.
And who are you? I've never seen you before.
We are travelers who have unfortunately found ourselves waylaid in your beautiful city. Therefore, we searched for a way home and thought, who stronger in the realm to help than you?
Oh my.
So decided to, and we turned up at an unopportune time for you, but...
Yes, indeed, waylaid. On the very day that all of my little pretties were released upon my city.
Unfortunately, we...
Interesting timing.
Indeed. Unfortunately, we were waylaid about 3 days ago, but found our way here earlier today. The pixie at the door did see us in a fair while after all of the creatures had already escaped. Therefore, we caught 2 flail snails. I'm not sure if you heard of that as well.
Oh, that is Salmirian. You undersold them.
And then we made our way to Lover's Rest, I believe.
Lover's Lake.
Thank you, Lover's Lake. Thank you, Donnie.
I've heard wonderful things.
Great pina coladas.
We are a young traveling companion with us who seems to love the place. I simply must visit next
The
time.
kobold. Where is he from? It's an interesting thing.
You're not from the Feywild? That was best of our knowledge.
It's very rare for a kobold to be born in the Feywild.
Interesting. Well, we actually came across our traveling companion on the first day that we arrived ourselves.
Where was that?
Where exactly, I'm not sure.
There was a mountain.
Yes.
And it was hot.
Yes, we entered from Kryn. Specifically, can I just grab the name of the mountain we entered from? Near Lord Soth's manor.
I don't think you would know that.
No.
No. Mortel didn't have like a name for it or...
No, yeah.
And I don't think that you're like a...
There was a...
Cartographer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a specific... It was like in that mountain range.
It's just
Yeah.
a range.
Yeah.
Didn't pay attention in geography.
So my question is this. You say you come from Kryn.
Yeah.
And how did you acquire transference to the Feywild then?
Transference was already available. We just sort of took advantage.
In what manner was that?
Well, we were quite lucky. There was actually already a rune set up. However,
A rune?
a series of runes, like a transport rune to create a portal from the mountain of Kryn into here. We, quite naively, I might say,
Yes.
we found a small mountain of these kobolds. Kobolds are not native to Kryn. We thought they were interesting. However, they had all been killed by a dragon, or a series of them.
There were some, like, warped dragons that were not well, and they seemed to have just killed the kobolds back in Kryn.
Yes, but because of this, they weren't. Their portal was still available for use, so we fixed it up. You know, myself and my compatriot.
Runes portal to the Feywild. That's fascinating.
Yes, myself and my companion here, as well as a companion back home. We helped supply the blood needed to reopen the portal. We did not know where it led.
When you say runes, you mean bones.
Bones, yes.
Bones,
but laid out in
blood
the form
magic.
To directly answer your question, yes, it was blood magic. Not necessarily by
Well,
choice.
I'm sorry. It took me a moment to recognize. Honored Eladrin, welcome to my court. Preferably, I would like a warning when more of your kind enter the city. We have certain ways of doing things.
As I said, we kind of wound up here. Well, not, I guess. We got here on purpose to try to find you, but I didn't know I had to... I didn't have a way to send word first.
It was an unconventional method of traveling here, I would say.
Yes, you must.
Pixie didn't
you must
even
Yes,
know.
of course. Blood
forgive.
magic is always.
You must forgive the Honored Eladrin here. She has some memory problems, and as far as she's aware, she was actually from Kryn. That's where we all met. Therefore, we didn't know the state of how to of the protocols of Eladrin when we came in.
Well,
So-
how could you if you don't remember anything?
there you go.
Exactly.
Would you mind terribly if I took a look?
At...
Well, your memories. If there's a reason why they're gone, perhaps I could discover it.
If you discover it, will I discover it?
There's a fair chance. Unless you'd like me to keep it from you. I like secrets.
Question, Your Majesty, is that a favor to her or yourself?
It's not a favor at all. It's just a curiosity.
That's understood.
It could be considered a favor.
Well, we're looking to
Could you... Okay,
travel.
Have you spoken with the Eladrin in the city?
alright. No.
Well, the ambassador would certainly like to know that you're here. He might have questions about your amnesia and...
Would he know how to change my hair back? I'm not a blonde.
Oh, well, I mean, you're all things, aren't you? You Eladrin with your seasons.
Yeah. No, yeah. I enjoy
that makes
paprika.
sense.
Oh, you've forgotten that seasonings, darling. Seasons are when the temperature changes throughout the year, causing...
Winter was the blue hair.
Winter was blue.
Red was the summer, I guess.
Yes,
Fall,
this yellow is autumn, and then green would be spring.
You're gonna get green hair?
Oh, God. That's a face.
Ah,
So
pronouns
cool.
next.
The Queen of the Unseelie Court really liked that joke. As a hardcore he, they, she. Really liked that joke.
That was good.
Well...
I'm not going to dig around if you don't want me to, darling. I'm just saying.
That's funny.
No, go for it. What's the fucking worst that could happen?
Well,
Would you like to come with me, or is this a solo adventure?
Is that a date?
No, darling.
No.
I was wondering if you would also like to know the memories. It's your call, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You watch as the not withered hand, she like kind of strides over to you. It's really a strut. It is the sexiest walk you've ever seen any being on any plane pull off as her hips just waggle. And he reaches out and he presses thumb lovingly on your cheek, looks you deep in the eyes. And in this moment, you are shunted into your own mind. And you begin to watch the last 47 years of your life in reverse order very quickly. And all of the events that you do remember play out. Even the memories that you have occasionally had during sleep that harken back to time before. And then you're in a room.
That's Star Wars. Oh, God. Okay.
No, not that. Your memory of it, yes. But you don't remember. You get to the point where you are in a dark room on Kryn. You're in your wolven form, and you look across the room, and you see Old Bum. And you know this moment. It's the moment that you woke up. Sick and weary, tired to your very bones. The beginning of that illness that took you 10 years to recover from. And you begin to change back into Harvest as you begin to step forward. In that spring form, you see yourself in the reflection of the water on the floor. Green hair. As you stumble forward into his arms. And by the time you hit him, you're fully back in your Eladrin form and you can feel it. And you can feel your eyes closing on you, and you just hear him whispering to you, shh, 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 it's okay. I've got you. We will take care of you. We will. Harvest. And then you are shunted back out. And you are here in the Feywild, looking up at this majestic queen. Oh my. Well, that is interesting.
Is it?
It is. You don't have amnesia, my dear. You did not exist in this body before 47 years ago. Someone did. Someone lived. But they died. It's a difficult spell to invigorate a soul into a body that's empty. It's a dangerous, necrotic magic. Whoever she was, I'm very sorry, but that is not you.
Great. That's great. Good.
The question is why? Why would someone put a soul in your body? It's fascinating. If you find out, would you come back and tell me?
Can I?
I would consider it a favor. Perhaps I could trade something then. I know I already owe you one. I'm assuming you came here with an ask, but...
We'd like to go home to a time and a place that we can determine.
Kryn.
Silvanesti.
The country? Ooh, whereabouts?
Well, I've only been once. You'd know better than I would.
Yes, I would. We would want to go out of game, specifically the center of the city, I guess, like pretty much.
The capital of Silvanesti?
Yeah.
Sure. It's up to you.
Is that not where we're trying to go to?
Basically, but it's more like the... I don't know, we actually didn't really talk about it. It's mainly it's the specifics of where
It's
we
where
want to
the
be.
dragon orb was kept, no?
I mean...
A dragon? In Silvanesti? There hasn't been dragons in Kryn in...
Oh, they're back.
Actually, I mean, did you not just look into her mind? You can see how bad Kryn is getting now.
Sorry, I was so focused on the end. I haven't processed it all.
Of course.
You're quite right, though.
Kryn is...
a blue dragon.
one of many.
Kryn has been cut off from us for a time. And it keeps getting more and more distant. I believe Takesis is up to something. Not that she would tell me. We're not exactly friends. The Hydra that you took down was my way of teasing her, and she didn't like it. It's not surprising, I guess.
Well, it looks like, for the minute, our plan is to take her down once again. Ultimately, the plan.
I'm just gonna kill a god.
Stranger things have happened in
suppose
worse
they have.
stories.
Do you know who you were before you came back as Harvest?
You saw my first memory.
Yes. Somebody said a name to you at some point. Recently.
That would be, Isolde.
The daughter.
Oh, that means something here. Alright.
It does. I know your parents.
But not my parents. A dead girl's
No.
parents.
Yes. Yes, I do.
So I wear a dead girl's face.
I suppose you do. I guess the question is, should they know or not? And she kind
That
of...
she's dead or that I've stolen her body.
I care for your parents. They do good work. I like trickery and fun, and I'm always down for a prank, but the peace that the Eladrin keep in the Feywild has been pleasant.
Well, perhaps then they should hear it from you, because I don't know if they would believe me.
Yes. Perhaps now's not the time. Things are tense. I've been robbed. And I don't know by who.
I'm assuming you didn't catch the...
No, I did not. Unfortunately, when a beholder becomes loose in a city, things get a little tense. Evidence gets lost quickly. But I will.
How many were taken?
6 kittens. That's what we think has been taken. There are other creatures still missing, and if we cannot find them, well then perhaps they were taken as well. The kittens might be a distraction. I don't know. Captain Salmirian and his team will be on it.
Well, anyways, we'd like to get home to Kryn in Silvanesti. The time, 3 days after we left, because I think that's the earliest that we can get back.
Something like that.
And I don't know, Cal, is there, I don't know, a
Anything
cellar
like-
that we can appear in, that we can hide? And
How is your family home?
Well, I mean, if it's all destroyed, isn't it?
I've not been.
This is out of game. Like it was completely fucking gone. It's in Rebels.
In the last year, as far as you know, yeah.
Yeah,
The city was, especially like the
Right.
main city was the center of the impact of the Dragon
and
Orb.
this was where we
Right.
lived too. That's where I lived.
perhaps there's a forest nearby?
Yeah, I mean, and if frankly, if it's as destroyed as we think it is, all the defensive walls are gone, so we could kind of scroll in unseen, maybe.
So, the city of Silvanesti. What about these two? And you see her eyes passing over the two dragons with you. How did you acquire dragons? And they're just like, hi, us.
We freed them from captivity.
Oh.
They're part of Tiamat's grander design. We freed them from the shackles that they once held, and hopefully the plan is to give them a life possibly on the right side, or I mean, what is sides, honestly, but not necessarily.
I'm told I'm on the wrong side so often, and yet.
If I find out who put me in this body, and I tell you, these two dragons, they don't have wings. Can you heal them?
No. A cleric could. I don't regenerate. It's not my wheelhouse.
It's worth an ask.
If you were to find someone such as this one, and Mallory's like, "Hi, yeah, I'm technically not with them. I also want to. Do I want to go home?" She kind of looks at you. She's like,
I don't know, darling. That's up to you. Would you like to come with us? Would you like to go home?
She's like, do you know, like, so there's these hags, Twix and Twain. They locked me in sheep body for like 200 years. I think like
give or take.
I think my wife's dead probably. And I'm from Faerun, but I don't know what I go back to. So I'm trying to figure out what I want right now. So if you just like give me a second, and she like walks back and she's like leaning against a tree stump in the back, and the queen's just like, yeah, oh my.
We like to pick up.
Not a lot I can do there. Yes. I cannot heal their wings. However, it's a relatively simple spell for a person of God. Of a god. One of the good ones. I wouldn't recommend one of the dark ones. That influence on a spell that deeply ingrained can be dangerous.
Maybe a hole could do it.
Yes, I was thinking. Yes. We have a friend back in Kryn, the gods, you understand, and the calamity.
Yes, a friend. She lost her hair.
Oh, very good. You
saw
do
the
know
memory. Yes.
Yes. Of course
right,
you did.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, now the gods are back. She's able to cast through God and do those clerical magics. I know.
She might be able to assist you better than I can at that particular thing.
Right.
Transportation is something I can provide.
And you can confirm that we will get there at the time as well.
Perhaps. Close to.
Oh, very good.
Oh, we're not gonna.
But you can hit within a window.
Yes, something like that. Yes.
How large is that window?
A day or two, perhaps.
Perfect.
It's not exactly precise. I can't.
Yeah, you can't do
the
like
second that
10:52
you want.
on blah blah blah. Yes.
It's a little more imprecise than that.
No, that's perfect.
Particularly with the distance being created. But do you have any more questions of me, or would you like to go?
You're not a fan of our enemies, clearly. And we would like to come back at some point. We have questions to ask later and answers, and we need allies. Is there any way that we could open a dialogue?
No. I don't think you understand how complicated it is to join a god war.
So you're saying that if I do find the answers to who did this to me, then I have no way back to let you know?
Oh, you can certainly reach out. You don't need to come here for me to hear you, darling. I know your name now.
Yeah.
But no, I won't fight Takesis for you. There is a balance that is held within the Feywild, and to upset that would bring much more damage to all the planes than most people realize.
Shame.
There's a reason I suffer the Eladrin's peace, and have come to enjoy it. Same with the Seelie Court. They would love to wipe me off the face of the earth, and yet they know that some things must stay in balance. Trickery must exist alongside kindness.
I have one more question. Back home on Kryn, there was, I guess you saw the memories that when I met Lord Soth, apparently my presence freed him from a curse.
Yes.
But it wasn't me, and so how was the curse tied to this body and not to this soul?
It must be, yes. Or something like it.
Did it actually break the curse, or...
I'm not sure. There is some connection between the two of you still. I can feel it. I think perhaps Isolde's soul is still there. Think of it like water pressure. You are a bottle. The bottle is filled with something. But if you were to let that something out, there's pressure beneath that would push up and fill that space. I think that perhaps whatever is happening with your soul, it is keeping hers from reclaiming her body.
So she's not dead.
Oh no, she's very dead. All of our souls go somewhere when we die. Some to Avernus, and some to a dimension where they await the return.
But you're saying if I vacated this body, then Isolde would possibly reclaim it.
Possibly.
So I am keeping her dead.
In some ways, yes. But in some ways, you're keeping something else back. A tie between her and this Soth. And I think that if she were to return, his power would strengthen. I'm not sure I understand why or how. But I think you're holding back far more than just her return. If I thought it was safe to just remove you and let her come back, for her parents' sake, I probably would. But this Soth scares me. Anyone who can defy death for that long is dangerous. And whatever you are holding back is something I would rather not appear at my doorstep. So don't die. For all our sakes.
I'll do my best.
I know you will. I'm sorry that you're in this position. It can't be fun to know that you hold something back, but I hope you know that what you're holding back is death for many. Perhaps. Or Isolde would come back and be able to defeat him. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to find out, though.
No, me neither.
Any other questions? Any other favors?
None that I can think of right now. Ones that might be...
You looked at Ban as almost if just...
I'm waiting for... I think Teller is like waiting for Ban because I feel like Ban has something to say.
Ban's just sort of like not making eye contact with her and just sort of like looking around the room, visibly uncomfortable with the situation.
After we deal with our business in Silvanesti,
Yes.
we have need to travel again, quickly across the continent of Kryn, faster than we can on foot, horse, boat, what have you.
Seems like you need to find someone to help you with that.
Well, I was wondering that if that person is not yourself, after we do our deed, in whatever narrative that fills, I was wondering if we could reach out and come back to...
I'm not a bus service, dear.
No.
Do you have buses on Kryn? I can never remember.
We have carriages that you can... I understand
Wonderful.
the metaphor, yes.
You can hire a carriage. Yeah.
No, of course. And I
You
don't...
saved my Hydra, and so I'm going to get you home at the
Oh,
time and place you desire.
Please, I don't... Here's the thing. I've had an absolutely delicious time here.
Correct.
There's a lot of your city that I find truly remarkable, and things I would like to see again. And unfortunately, time is of the essence for us now. This might seem a little brash, but there are a few things that we need to do, and a few things... In the past few weeks, there's a lot of things that I have realized that I do need doing, and the time that I need to do them is coming up quite fast. So I'm not necessarily asking for a favor at all. Favor in terms of using your beautiful city as quick transport between. But since we need to get across the continent extremely fast, and there's a certain person that I definitely need help killing, I feel like my stories... There's only so many tales I can tell and so many hearts that I can move on my own. And I'm wondering that if you could give us a hand telling these stories, that I can tell some of yours.
Some of mine.
Or you can hear our stories without having to root around in our minds.
I like the idea of that. What are you asking exactly? What do you want?
The captain said to just be straightforward.
There is one person I need killing, and unfortunately I believe I need to be the one to kill them. And there is one place we need to be to save one other. I would like you to help me kill... I need you to help me kill my father. And I...
Patricide!
And I also need you to help us save his. I will write our story in a book that you can read, that is yours. And with that, I would like you, after we're done in Silvanesti, to take us to the place where his father resides so we can save him. And then afterwards we will make our own way to my father's keep. And I would like you to help me kill him with whatever power that you managed to give me in that book.
I could do that. You'd have to wield it yourself. I can't step into the conflict, but if I were to...
Of course.
Juice you up a little bit, I perhaps could send something your way. Are you sure you want that? It will not be as simple as killing your father. There will be things you do for me, little lamb.
You just can feel Cal glaring at you with worry. He knows.
Ban has also stopped darting around the room and is now staring.
Ours is not surprising.
Yeah.
Like,
More so like you understand the weight, right?
I'm not as strong as I need to be. There was a time I walked with a group, and all I needed to do was to tell their story. They were strong enough on their own, but even that ended in the death of 2 of them. This group, I'm unwilling to have the same end. It was unsatisfying for me. I do think I need help. And being here for as many days as we have been we have done nothing, our group, for the past week, possibly 2, except for argue about when and where we need to be. It would be far easier for us if we could just be then and there.
All right. Step forward. You know this is a temporary avatar form.
Well,
That is the true me. And she points to the crystal hovering in this beautiful throne.
that's fine. Teller, like, opens their jacket and pulls out a journal. It's fresh. It hasn't been, like, opened yet.
Crack the spine.
Yeah. It, like, fully does crack the spine a bit and then flips to
Smells
the
like new
first
leather,
page.
like-
And then writes a story of, leaves this large section blank, told by the storyteller, and then hands the quill and the book over for them to sign the name of the story, whether it be theirs.
And she just points you to the crystal.
It goes over to the crystal.
And as you
like,
walk
kind of
over,
hands it.
the quill reaches up out of your hand. And this purple ink begins to drip off the tip of it. And it just says, the story of death and life and love.
That's a good name.
You're mine now. And I'm yours.
Of course.
In some way.
As love should be.
We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
We'll have to lay some ground rules for this.
As long as fathers live, die, and love.
Oh, he will die. It'll be fun. Revenge for your mother.
Mainly for myself and my sister, I think.
That too. I believe it's time for you to make a choice. And she looks over at Mallory. She looks at the four of you and is like, what?
I would love to have you if you would have us.
At least she'll know somebody.
That's awful.
Is it?
There's got to be an elf in the city, I remember, right? You guys live for fucking ever.
Yeah, you said you didn't know that many.
I don't, yeah.
There'll be 3 of them if you come with us.
Who knows how long we're gonna last, though? We're in the middle of a war.
I'm sure your god would appreciate it.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Okay, I'll come fight a war. I mean, Faerun, 200 years later, might be exactly the same as going to Kryn anyway, right?
I have lived for a very long time, and I can tell you that people have wars a lot. Rarely a decade goes by without one.
Great. Cool. Plane number 3.
Just gotta catch them all, you know.
I need like a punch card.
Mallory has joined your party.
You get your 5th plane free.
What about your dragon friends? Says the Avatar.
With us too. We'll take them to the cleric that we
You're
mentioned
sure
earlier.
I could keep them here? I would take good care of them.
Of course, but we need them healed by the cleric that we
I
spoke
have
about earlier.
clerics.
Yes, but in a war with dragons, we would really appreciate 2 on our side.
Fine. I guess I can only take one of you.
Oh, who is that?
You, darling.
Oh God, I thought you meant the little
Did you miss
kobold.
the last 10 minutes
I
of the
thought you meant
conversation?
our little kobold friend who's also coming with us. I got scared.
Oh,
I've grown
no, I'm
very attached.
Very protective and attached.
I'm
to the
very
kobold.
attached to him.
We do like
Oh,
him.
really?
He's just very charming. He's grown on me a lot.
Right, you're a big lady. Yes, he is charming, isn't he?
Yes.
He's also a little drunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
had a
love
few-
is
Pina
late.
coladas.
Love you.
Oh God,
What
so
good
good.
things.
Have you had one of the pina coladas?
No.
Would
Oh
you?
God! Goes over
you
and
like-
takes one.
Oh, I'm not real. I'm
Avatar.
an
Avatar.
avatar.
Yes, but I just thought that the
Give us-
embodiment of you could.
No.
No.
I haven't tasted anything in
Shame.
7,000
Draw to
years.
the crystal. See if it-
My life's wonderful. I'm fine.
Oh, good.
I taste through all of the little warlocks I send out into the many realms.
I will have one later then on your behalf.
Please do. And she opens her arms towards this part of the tree behind her, and it splits open, and you see as it splits, this like sputtering red electricity sparks inside of it. And as it gets larger, this electricity, it's sparking and sparking, and finally it seems to catch on something, and the portal seems to physically pull these vines open, like hands coming through from the other side. And you see through to desolation. Gnarled black woods, buildings in decay. The avatar kind of like pokes her head down and looks through. Are you sure?
It looks like Silvanesti, the capital.
You know what? No.
It's that fucked up.
Yeah.
There's no white towers, no nothing, no.
There's no green dragon.
No green dragon, nothing. Just ruin.
Just ruin.
Great.
This is really where you want to go right now. You don't look great.
No. We might... Well... If you would offer us anything, that one day difference, possibly we could be there with a slight more right as rain.
I'm not sure where I'll be tomorrow. I'm sorry. It's now or never, Teller.
We have to.
Bannon sort of steals himself, walks through the portal.
Okay.
Save as many as we can.
Have fun. Kill things viciously for me.
Teller bows very deeply and then offers a hand. An absolute honor to begin working with you, darling. And then kisses the hell of it.
It is weird the way that your lips pass through, because it's not fully tangible.
It's not really there.
And it's this in between there. When you actually touch her, there's no heat or cold. There's just it's like a vapid nothingness that you barely are able to get any sort of clench on.
Just ectoplasm covered. No, I'm kidding.
And you all pass through the portal into true destruction. From the gorgeous, eclectic arrangement of the Unseelie Court and this otherworldly adventure you've been on, you enter out into the ruins of a city. It looks like it was destroyed thousands of years ago and nothing has grown since, but you know
it was a year.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
There's no life here.
Is the ocean side, the mountain sides familiar that I know them
You are in the middle of the continent. So there are mountains far off to the north.
Yeah.
This was a forest. When the last time you were here was a lush forest.
Yeah.
And the elvish buildings had been constructed to live among the trees.
Yeah.
And those trees are stumps now. And there are blackened branches on the ground. Where you do see elvish architecture, there are some places where you think that you could reasonably build a camp and hide against the elements or from prying eyes. Yeah. But there isn't a single building in the vicinity that is at its full height.
Okay.
As you turn around, you watch as the portal, sparkling red energy, snaps out of existence and is gone. And you are alone. The 8 of you now?
Yeah.
God damn it. We need to
Still
get rid of some
big party.
NPCs.
Yeah.
Standing alone in dark black lands.
Shit.
I'd like to try and search around for the nearest spot to make a good camp for everyone to be able to rest.
You find a stump that's been somewhat hollowed out. You're able to find it. You take a sniff with those lupine senses, and the acrid smell of death hits your nostrils immediately. But you smell fire on the air in one direction. And in the hopes that perhaps it's the remains of a campfire, you follow it. And you find a tree that's been this stump that's craggy and hollowed out. And it does seem like someone has built a camp here recently enough, probably within the last 2 days. And you find the remains of a meal and, you see spots where you believe a tent was pitched in this tree.
Well,
that's lucky.
Not all life has gone then.
No.
Regardless of that, Cal looks like he just walked out of 8 funerals all at once. He's not doing well.
Ben kind of just grabs his wrist and sort of
It's just limp.
Gives it a squeeze.
You know when you squeeze my actual wrist and look at the hand? No, here. Yeah, because you see how he just lets it, like it does. There's nothing. He's not giving anything back. Like it just moves with you.
Ben lets go and starts to go gather any wood that would be burnable for a fire from the surrounding area.
Everything here's burnable. It's all very dry.
Okay.
So you're pretty sure that whatever you do collect is going to spark up like a motherfucker.
Like anything that's like not already burnt to just a crisp.
Nothing that's just.
It's interesting, actually. Nothing looks burnt.
Okay.
It's black in.
Oh, rot. Like
No,
necrotic?
it's not rotted. It is.
Just dead.
It is a magical sort of thing you've never seen before.
Okay.
And all of it in the same direction. Like you can see that whatever the blast radius was, it is all coming from the west of where you are currently at.
I know you said something we've never seen before, but is it at all similar to what was the kind of blackened
The
stuff around the
religious
statues?
Statues, yeah.
No, so that seemed like deliberately centered. It was more brown and like more.
No, but we know this was the dragon ore. Like we know.
Yeah, it's also not at all similar to the woods around Dargard Keep, which were like swampy and wet, and like the death was encroaching upon you. This is just stale.
Yeah.
It's actually not that ominous. It's just sad. You don't get the vibe that the woods around Dargard Keep felt like they wanted to kill you in the moment, right? That there was something around every tree. And here, even though you are looking at signs that somebody was here recently, it feels like you're alone in pandemonium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben's just
Another plane on Mallory's punch card.
in what I assume is eerie silence, just gathering up these sort of like
Yeah, like there's
like
probably, there's
no
probably no
animal
chirping, no
noise or
animal
anything
noises,
around us.
nothing. There's just
like
silence.
the sound of the wood clamping together
can
as he
maybe
puts it
hear
into
the
his
wind.
bundle. You hear like the click.
Harvest, roll a perception check with advantage for me, because you do have lupine sense of smell and hearing.
What do your wolf nose smell?
That would be 21.
Nice.
You do hear birds. And as you begin to kind of look around, you are able to find there are birds in the sky that circle every now and then, and you know them to mostly be scavengers. This is vultures, things like that.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like there's a very active plant life or life here, but there do seem to be there is some life around.
It's living.
Yeah. It just seems mostly dead at this point. As you begin to lay your wood, Azul kind of is helping get the fire started, and he kind of looks at you guys as so I feel like I understand what sex is now.
Oh, good.
That whatever that person was, that was sex.
Very much so. That's
Yeah.
kind of like the ideal figure.
I don't really find any of you attractive, but
But you understand
It'd be
it.
impossible.
get it now.
It'd be
Yeah.
impossible to not find that attractive.
I found some of the kobolds back in the cave attractive, and I thought scales were my thing, but oh my god,
Yes.
that was
I
crazy.
mean, you learn more about yourself the more you explore the world. Of course. Well, that's fascinating, and truly, yes, you are correct. I agree to a margin. That's why I. That's
Well,
why I
you
buy.
pledged a lot to her.
No. not that much.
Necromancy aside, the
just
queen
a soul.
would wake the dead.
What is the soul?
I
What
guess
is the
it's
name?
what you make of it.
Yeah.
And I was just I give mine to a dragon, so.
Very much the same. Yes.
Although I guess
Gave his to a god.
Gave your
my
soul.
dragon is a god. It's all
No, I know, but like a humanoid. Do you understand? Like Bahamut's like a god,
yeah.
but he gave himself to a humanoid god, like one that's like a.
I thought your god was a moon.
Yes, I guess so. I
Both
picture it
Avatar
more.
goes
Yes.
humanoid, but it is indeed a moon. Yeah.
The moon and Solinari are kind of the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm a dragon. He's a moon. That guy literally is a moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much at this point.
You're a wolf, and you're now a warlock.
Moon.
Fae. Storyteller. Whatever. Fine. Labels.
Do you feel any different?
I feel relief.
Relief that you're gonna kill your dad.
I just think that we'll be okay. There's just been a lot of questions that we've had, and too many of them, and now I feel like we have at least a fucking upper hand in something. We have a quick way We're here now. We completed the goal that we thought impossible when we stepped through the portal. We are now here and have a quick way to your father. Another goal we thought impossible. We thought we were making a sacrifice, and now we have a way to solve another problem. A more personal one, albeit.
Well, we do have... Hopefully not, but there might just be a green dragon in our future too.
I believe there's going to be a lot of dragons in our future.
How, like what? Like a adult dragon? Like a...
Have you seen it? Has anyone seen? Or is it all...
Something powerful enough to command an army.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you know where this... Any idea
This guy.
where this orb that we're looking for is?
Yeah, you can... And he points to the... As
It's
you
right
said,
there.
No. Just like...
It's
It's like the
it's
drag
right
marks
there.
of
There is no
explosion.
orb anymore, but you see the ripple effect, obviously, of the magical damage spread, and I'm just like, it's centered west.
Oh.
We need to...
Is this because of...
Yes.
So what happened here?
Do you know what a dragon orb is?
No.
Well, think of it as a last line of defense gone wrong.
How'd it go wrong?
It was cracked and damaged and set off in the wrong way. And for the
That
podcast
sucks.
listeners, I went poof with my hands.
I think that you tell her that, there's an elf who did it. Kinsaldi.
Yes, yeah, no, I don't know the elf that did it though.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
learned that. Kinsaldi Fire Eyes was the one
Consaldi
that,
Fire Eyes, yeah, set it off.
Well, I tampered with it
Right.
so that it went off wrong. Well,
Just-
damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go fight a dragon to get an orb to fix
Fight
it.
To fight another dragon.
To fight another dragon.
To fight another dragon. To fight another dragon. To fight the dragon of dragons.
I don't know if anything could fix this.
Dragons on dragons on dragons. Okay.
Isn't your
That's
friend,
us.
Oops, all dragons.
Also dragons.
isn't your friend supposed to be here?
That's what I saw. Oh, you think? And he points to the campfire. No. Maybe.
Well, I'm just thinking if she's here, we'll probably might find her along the way.
Yeah, we would, wouldn't we?
Do you have any way to signal that it's you? I know you can message, but I don't.
I'd have to see her. I don't have the greatest... No, knowing Mel, if it's her...
You can't send?
No.
No.
She'll find us.
I think I have sending. So I think that I can send.
Sure.
God, I love you so much, Mallory. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, I forgot clerics can... I don't have it prepared today.
That's okay. We can do that.
But I can,
After we rest.
consult Bahamut tonight while I sleep and remember that one tomorrow.
Sure, that would be... then we could let her know, yes.
She might also be back. We could wait here, rest, recuperate.
Yeah. Or she could be recklessly going towards the source.
Well,
she's smart.
Does that sound like her?
No, she's much smarter than I am.
All right.
She probably has a plan.
I like her already.
Yeah. She always was.
right. Let's rest up. Long few days ahead.
Can I just ask, where's your father?
Far to the north of here.
Okay.
Very far.
And we need to save him. Okay.
And people he's with.
It's
There's more than
we need
just
to
him.
liberate a whole bunch of people who are currently
Captive.
held captive by another army. That's this army, but it's another part of this army.
And
Okay.
another dragon.
A blue one.
Cool. Great. So all the chromatics, just sort of somewhere.
Well, that's,
Well, those are
these
ones-
two are metallic dragons that were used against their will.
So where are the metallic dragons here? Are they
Haven't seen
fighting
them.
or?
They might have all been, they might have all been captive in the Feywild. That's where we found these two.
Truly, the knowledge of dragons is
They were gone.
upsettingly beyond me. I didn't really have a dragon phase, so I don't know much
Dragons.
about them.
They've only really
just a
come
phase.
back
This one
with
did, though.
Takesis, or I think Tiamat, as
'Kay.
you might know.
Yeah.
Takesis.
She has a different name here.
They've all only come back with her. We didn't have gods for a long time until also Takesis
They
came
also
back.
showed up the same time.
So I imagine some sort of great drama happened beyond the scenes of Crane, and then they all chased Takesis back here. Or Takesis came back, and they've all decided that they need to get involved to help us.
Kryn has become the middle ground between the heavens and hells, it seems.
Yeah. Okay. So So it's not just a war, but like it's like a full on everybody.
Yeah.
All
God
hands on
war.
deck war.
100%.
Sick.
Maybe we could have included that in the. Do you want to come with us, Mallory?
No, it's fine. I'm. If it's an all God war, it could have hit. It might be happening in Faerun right now as well. Who knows?
That's actually a good point.
I don't know.
It could. Yeah, it could be.
I'm telling myself that to feel better about it.
Good
And
move.
also, again, this is primarily a war of dragons. I hate fate as a term. Don't like predestined storytelling. You finding us a follower of dragons, I don't think that's unrelated.
I was a sheep. I would say you
Us
found
finding
me.
each other,
It was
I
lucky.
don't think is unrelated.
Oh, yeah, it was very lucky, wasn't it?
Well, hopefully I can be of use.
You
already have been.
I don't really. I can't. My aim is just a little.
No, I don't. I think it's more than that. The gods have been gone here for so long, and there are people that are only just discovering a connection to them. And as someone who understands what that means, you might be able to teach a lot to a lot of people.
That's true.
He'd love that.
Really, a god having someone spread their word. Imagine.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
Sounds like their bread and butter to me.
So, death, life, love.
A good story.
I feel like you could plaque that. Put it all around your house.
Maybe you
Death, love.
rent out your house.
Death,
a lot.
love.
You could, yeah.
You sure about that?
I do weirdly think it's time for me to start telling my own story. And I don't think I'm strong enough to do it alone. So to have someone put the book in my hands, again, I feel odd. I thought the decision would be harder. It kind of hit me as I was in the room of, this really is, not to use the word fate again, but I feel like this decision was not mine, but it was predestined. I had to do this, because now we can save everyone.
Except for maybe you.
If you believe that was the right move, then I believe in you.
I believe it was. I know this week has been hard on you, with what we've had to do and where we've had to go and the decisions and the sacrifices that you have specifically made, so the fact I could give something back to you, I think that is right. We will save your father and we'll save your village in a way that we couldn't before. I think that's worth it.
We'll save Kryn.
We very well may.
If that's not what this is all about. I never would have thought when we started this journey that we would take down a Hydra together. But we did it.
Or travel planes.
Specifically the Tiama Hydra. I don't know. That seems very...
Sounds like they made
Poignant.
that name. I feel like they could have done better with that.
Oh, I liked it, but yeah, sure.
I think she said it was a joke. So
To
Yeah,
poke
it's kind of
fun
funny,
at-
I suppose.
It is
Yeah.
funny.
can you imagine creating something like that just to fuck with a god?
That's pretty funny, actually.
It's
pretty badass.
Good, yeah.
But
I don't know if I've got the balls for it.
No.
You think about it, like realizing it, we're getting stronger, getting better at what we do.
I feel stronger than I was at my peak. Well, there's times with this spin, I feel like I'm stronger now than I was then.
Good question. When was the last time Solinari spoke to me?
That's a good question.
Before you entered the Feywild.
Right. Just
I
curious.
feel like we're rapping though.
Right. We'll
And
save
with that-
Crane. We'll save Crane.
With that, we're gonna wind down.
Yeah.
You guys go to bed. I'm assuming you guys will post a guard for the night.
Yeah,
Demon.
I'm gonna set
Yeah.
up the camp.
And we'll do the 4-hour shifts and all that
Yeah.
sort of deal.
Yeah.
And Mallory has had a very long day. Is just gonna go to bed.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Drunk Hazel is gonna pass out.
Yeah.
yeah, Azel has been out. Azel missed that whole conversation because he
Great.
was like alcohol for the first time.
Yeah.
Mallory has woken up. She's had a rough day.
Yeah.
But she's gonna pass the fuck out, and you guys are gonna watch yourselves as you get your long rest in too.
Yay.
And we will come back here in Silvanesti next time. Most of you a level higher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Teller, you are leveled in Warlock, and an additional level in either Warlock or Bard of your
Nice.
choice.
Dang.
And so you'll be level 9 when we return, I think.
I will be 8.
You'll be 8, and the rest of you will be 7. You'll be 8 as well.
Cool.
And the both of you will be 7.
Damn it!
You guys will catch up.
Damn it!
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm
I might
only
leave Brian
like
always one
walking
behind
around
just
in
for
a
fun.
dead girl's body. It's fine.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Or you finally do give him
oh
2,
my
but then give
God,
us
it's not
3.
even you.
Yeah.
I know.
That's insane.
I love you, buddy.
Oh,
We'll
God.
figure it out.
Yeah.
But for
Cool.
now,
Cool,
you guys need to go figure out your level ups.
Yes.
And we are going to be back next week with episode 32. So
Holy heck.
I know, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's fun. We're back in Kryn though. So
We
I
are.
feel like the side quest is done. It's
Yeah.
time to do main quest shit.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a warlock. My favorite
Fucking
class.
warlock.
Do you know what's so fun? Warlocks are one of my least favorite classes. I was talking to my friend the other day.
They're so
one of my least favorite classes. 4 of my previous. Oh no, sorry. It's 3 of my previous 4 characters that I've played have all taken a level in Warlock because the roleplay is so sexy
It's
to me.
pretty sexy.
Yeah.
And even though mechanically I think they're dull, I just love.
Take
I
my
love
soul
that
on me.
thing.
Yeah.
I love that whole thing.
It's because it's one of the few multi-classes that you can dip into narratively that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, it's really hard to be like, and then I became a fighter one day. And you're like, all right,
That
yeah,
takes a
I
long time to
guess.
do. Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah.
like, it's like, well, I made a pact with someone. It's like that, yeah.
It makes
Yeah,
sense
that makes
narratively, yeah.
Anyway, it's been fun. Thanks so much. I'm Nerdy. I'm your game master.
Rob Russo.
Yes, to P.
Brangling?
Claris Polaris.
Captain Krell.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Use the nerdy tonight.